Wall Street Shooter, and I'm checking in for the gang, and I got a banger for y'all, man. Actually, I'm gonna give away some sauce. I'm gonna show y'all how I plot my support and resistance levels and zones. Yeah, I'm giving y'all the zones as well too. But before we get into that, make sure you drop me a like, share if you think the content is fire, so your partners and them can earn a bag. Drop a comment because I always reply back. And most importantly, join the Earners Club by clicking that notification bell so you can stay up on all the plays, educational tips, etc., etc. All right, let's get into it. Let's check the chart out. So I got NVIDIA right here for you guys. And if you're not familiar with NVIDIA, one of the biggest computer or semiconductor companies out here. They make GPUs. They're dabbling into the CPU market this year with the shortage. NVIDIA is definitely king of the semiconductors, right along with AMD. Pretty much one tier versus one tier B. You can't go wrong with either company. I advise you to do your own research before jumping into any play, because you know this is not financial advice. Ultimately, I'm a big fan of NVIDIA. I trade NVIDIA a lot. They're on my 2022 list of plays that I like to run options on. So, but anyways, let's get into how I mark my support and resistance zones. All right. So the first thing you want to do, like regardless if you scalping, swing trading, day trading, or whatever you're doing, the first thing you want to do is zoom out on your chart. Usually you want to start at the daily or the weekly. But when you got a blank canvas like this, 1 hour, 4 hour, no sir. You want to start with the daily or the weekly. So I'm gonna pop off with the weekly right now. So obviously each candlesticks represent a week, 1 week of data, right? 1 week of price action. Daily price action. 4 hour, 4 hours price action. You get the drift, right? So I like to start on a weekly, right? And if you do the weekly right, pretty much you're gonna set yourself up pretty well when you start dropping these time zones or these time frames. All right. So the first thing I like to do top-down analysis. I like to start from the top. Now, also I want to put out that be aware of where you at on the chart as well, too, right? Meaning, if you know if NVIDIA is trading at $151.59 and their all-time high is 346.47, I promise you, in one day, it's not going to touch this all-time high. Now, it could be some great news to come out from NVIDIA, and we can gap up and it take off and run. It could, but the likelihood of it is very, very small. But for the sake of this, I'm going to start at the all-time high. So I'm on Thinkorswim platform. If you don't have a TD Ameritrade account, this is Thinkorswim platform. You can download their mobile application, and then also the software on the desktop as well too. I'm not affiliate. I just use, this is who I like to use. Anyway, so I use the price levels and I save these tools right here, so I got easy access to them. So I like using the pan pointer, price level, trend line, rectangle, Fibonacci retrace, and the oval as well. So, but grabbing my price level, and I'm going to mark the high. These dotted lines right here represent the year, right? So you can see it says 2020 year. So this is a year's worth of information between these lines, and this is 2021, and so on and so on, right? So I'm marked all-time high, right? It's already indicated here, 346.47, and then I'm just gonna go out and find key highs, right? And one thing for sure when you're plotting resistance level, especially using the top down, is that don't spend too much time doing so. Like if you see the level, mark the level, right? And basically what I get about that is like, I don't want to sit here and just spend 2 or 3 or 30 seconds trying to like, okay, this touch, because what we're gonna do, we're gonna readjust. We're gonna readjust our lines to make sure that we're hitting our candle wicks, right? These long little shadows are also known as wicks. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna go through this. Make sure you double click when you're using Thinkorswim. Got a level right here. And it's not about being precise, man, because like I said, we'll adjust the levels when we get to a smaller time frame. Okay. I like this level here, and then I'll grab another level because we could see more downside, right? That's again, understanding your market sentiment, right? We know that we're on a downtrend overall in the market. The market's been pulling back crazy. And so I know that before we get up to all-time highs, we're probably going to get down to these lows, right? So I'm very comfortable with these lines right here that I've plotted on the weekly. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to collapse this to the daily, right? So, and what I'm going to do, instead of plotting new lines, I'm just going to kind of adjust. I want to make sure I at least got 2 or 3 touches from the wick, right? Now, again, you got to know, operate within your area. I'm not too much worried about this 300 level or even a 200 level because we not there yet. Now, if I miss a level, I will mark it. And I see one right now, right? I got a level right here. That's importance. Okay. Okay, I'm cool there. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna kind of adjust these levels. So, and you definitely want to make sure you get your hits. So right here in this 161 area, you got 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits, 4, 5. We got multiple, we got some confluence right here. So I know just off of from the beginning of May all the way to now that this 161 level is definitely a psych level. So I definitely want to adjust. I got my low for the day. I definitely want to make that as a support. We are, if I look back on the chart back in, what year is this? 2021 May. There's a psych level there. There's a lot of touches there. So I know that could be our next level of support. Possibly could fail. But I want to kind of keep it realistic far as like where NVIDIA could actually move. And if you're trading a certain play, you should know how their price action is. Can NVIDIA go from 151 up to 195 in a week? Yeah, NVIDIA kind of gets volatile really quick and I've seen the NVIDIA have $25 days or super easy, right? So I know like, okay, I'm gonna keep my eye out for this 195. What's the likelihood of it? It could happen, right? But again, we know the market has been pulling back, but that's gonna be my top. That's my area that I want to kind of like focus in on. So I'm gonna zoom in. I got this previous high here. I also got support here. As you can see, there was a little channel here bouncing, then we broke. And then from there, I want to kind of like tighten this up a little bit. So I see another level. All right, I'm pretty comfortable with that level here. And if I'm not, I just want to make sure I get it down on my chart, readjust it if need be, and cool, right? I'm pretty happy with that. And you're not going to be perfectly on point, right? And that's the whole reason why I say levels and zones. So I'm looking at this key level here at 166.91. Currently, we're at this 151. Could NVIDIA move in this direction in a week or two? Possibly. So what I want to do is come here and get my rectangle out. And I'm going to draw me a nice little zone. The reason why I'm drawing this zone is because, let me tighten that up. Make it make sense. The reason why I'm drawing this zone is because price action doesn't necessarily hit these lines all the time. Now you may have a $1 to $2 difference, 30 cents difference. It all depends on the price action, right? So it can get close to this area and totally reject, or it can actually fall into this area and go above it or below it and continue going in an uptrend or a downtrend. So I like to put little zones, especially if it's high confluence or high structure area. I like to put it into the zone. So I'm watching these levels and zones just in case if it can't break this particular zone. Like if you look here on this candle, yeah, it broke past our 166 level, got into this zone, but rejected it at the top, which was around 172, and came right back out. So you always want to have your key levels, plot out your support and resistance. But when you see high traffic where there's a lot of bouncing going on and it's some type of like price action wedge or a lot of rejection from support and resistance, you might want to map that out in the zone and make that an important area. So if you know, especially on a daily chart, if this break this area, then I know that I'm looking for the next area. Again, I have more price action right here. Oops. Right. So I'm looking at this area right here. A lot of price action, a lot of movement was going on here, and more so just structure and just a lot of rejection and bouncing between support. So I know this is a key level as well too for NVIDIA. I mean, obviously you want to kind of stretch that out and kind of keep your eye on that, right? Not necessarily saying that it's going to come back here in a week or two, but you know you want to kind of keep an eye on that. As you can see here, previously back in April, right here in this channel, bouncing around, picked the direction, rejected this area, found support here, came retested this area, did the dance, right? Traded sideways, rejected again. Now we're sitting in this little zone right here, still trying to pick a direction, which we kind of broke out of this pattern here and ripped through a support area, found another support area. So yeah, when you're plotting your support and resistance, make sure you look for those zones, plot those out so you know what's going on in that area as well too. So now we're on the daily chart, and so since I'm scalping or whatnot, I'll take a look at the 1 hour, and this is just far as me trying to find some entry levels or whatnot, and it's just pretty much the same song and dance, right? Let me zoom out a little bit, and again, I'm worried about the 5-day period. I'm not looking in the back, and I'm changing the color of these as well too. So as you can see, I'm gonna start making some support and resistance. Then these are probably going to be some like entry level where I'm going to enter some plays, and as well as some profit taking as well. So I like to start off weekly and daily. I keep it at this little tan or nude color, and then I'll switch the color for my 4 hour, 1 hour. Now, I normally skip the 4 hour and go straight to the 1 hour, and then I'll start pedaling my way down to the 5 minute and the 2 minute charts. Those are the charts that I like to scalp off of. The 1 hour and 4 hours is what I like to look at my swing option, like to swing plays from. So let's go ahead and jump into this, and we'll start from top down as well. Again, I know this is my zone. I'm more so trying to look and see what's in front of me or what's going on in the last couple of days. So I got this area here, and again, I'll change this color. Let's go to teal, save as default, so I don't gotta keep going right click. Right. Go. Good levels. Good levels, right? And if there's already, I'm not gonna re-chart this because I already have it here from my weekly and my daily. So I'll keep it right there on lock. And then I'll switch back over to my pointer, and I'll kind of readjust this, right? Making sure that, I got good marks or hits off my wick. Oops, sorry guys. Let's get back in there. There we go. So I just want to make sure I'm clean. All right, I'm cool with that. In this gray little area right here, this is my aftermarket and pre-market extended hour ranges right here, just to put that out there. So now I'm pretty comfortable with these levels here, right? So I'm looking at 149 for us to continue to move it down. We've already tested it before here and here. So I'm looking for that as a good support level. Maybe we test the support later and bounce, or we just break through that support level and tackle this daily low from today at 148 tomorrow, right? So I'm keeping my eyes on that. I got a nice good, let's adjust this. Actually, no, we're good here. Yeah, we're good. I like this. So I got a resistance level here where we got a couple of touches here from the previous day, and then we retested that as well too and rejected that. So again, if we can hold the support level at 152, maybe we might bounce up and retest this level as well too. So I definitely want to keep those support and resistance levels on this chart. So that's the 1 hour. If you get your weekly, your daily, like, I got to spend a lot of time in the 4 or 1 hour, whichever you prefer, right after you do your daily. So I like to break this down even more. And let's go to the 5 minute, right? So this obviously is going to give you 5 minutes worth of data, price action, and so you can kind of see a little bit more clearer picture right here, right? Now, Here, I'm looking for more so entry points for scalping, and I'm gonna mark those out. So let's go back because that's after hours here. So if I was to go back and kind of look at my lines from the weekly, daily, and the 1 hour, I'm pretty almost. I'll say I'm solid, right? But if we was looking this day, I would kind of break this down as far as this price action, and I will come here and I'll mark the high of the day, right? We're gonna change that color up. Let's say orange. So that was the initial high, and here's the bottom, the low of the day. No, I didn't change the orange. Say the default. Okay. So I know right off the gate, if I'm watching the market early, I want to definitely, and obviously this is going to change, right? Because if I first start here, this would be my high off the rip, and then it created a new high. So I'm gonna move these lines as price action progressed throughout the day. So I know right here, this is what's my current, my intraday high and my intraday low right here, 154.37, 148. So I want to keep my eyes on that. And you can see there was some good, so that was definitely some good support level. We had multiple hits at this 148 level. And then not, and it doesn't have to be dead on, right? You can see there's some price action just won't break this 148.6 level. So we know it's 30 for our support. And sure enough, we bounced and we just start ripping through these that 1 hour. These are 1 hour levels because we made it blue. Rip through 149, so I can know. So I know off the gate, if my lines are solid, this would be a good entry for me for scalping. Once it break that 149, got above this swing high, I can jump in here for a scalp play. And you can see, pull back, rip through the 152. Now, guess what? These 1 hour lines turn into profit taking. So if I get into this play here, now this is my PT1 and my PT2. And I can say, you know what? I'll take profits in between here, or I can wait for my all-time high for the day, or day of high, excuse me, not all-time high, the day of high. So now if you plotting right and you go back, these are weekly, these are 1 hour, excuse me, these are 1 hour markings turn into my profit taking for scalping. Get into the play, boom, pull back, break PT1, pull back, break PT2. I know this is my high. I can take profits here, or I can wait and see. We'll test the day of high. Test the day of high, boom, that's PT3. I'm out the play. And look what it does. Pull back to your 1 hour PT, retest this day of high, reject it again, somewhat hold above your 1 hour, retest your high, and boom, we ripped through and made a new high. And where did we make a new high? Right here, 155.75. What color is that? It's blue. Why is it blue? Because we marked it at the 1 hour timeline. So when you get your mark and your support and resistance level, you're ahead of the game. You, like, if you're in a trade and you have a clean chart, or you're not charting, like, you're doing yourself a disservice. Like, you're going in there straight blind, and that's not how we want to trade. We want to make sure we got our technical analysis down to a T and be very prepared and have a game plan, right? So that's why I always talk about not being into too many plays throughout the day. Maybe pick one or two stocks to trade. And then when you master those and understand that price action and know how to plot your support and resistance, then you can start adding more to your palette. But honestly, you can, as long as you're making money, you can trade one company all year. And if you're familiar with that company, understand the price action, when it gap down, when it gaps up, when it's going to feel, how it moves, how it maneuvers, why are you going to add more to your plate and confuse yourself if you're making money off of one play? Yeah, it might be a little bit boring, but we're not here to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? We're here to make money at the end of the day. So getting back to the chart. So as you can see, my levels are straight, right? I'm off a little. Maybe I might want to throw a little support level here, you know, as this price action starts to slow down around 10 a.m. But I'm okay with this. And, you know, I can draw this line out to kind of, kind of as a nice reminder. Okay, we got some support level here at 152.42. It's bouncing in between our 1 hour, 1 hour plot. And yeah, as you can see, we just maintained that level, good support level. So when tomorrow hits, I know 152.42 from yesterday was a solid support. Maybe I might even change this or even draw a box around it and extend it to Friday to know that this was a good support level, because we got multiple hits here. I mean, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, again, they don't have to totally hit to be considered support. You're gonna have a little price action difference. It's just, it is what it is, right? But I know that that level is going to be key tomorrow. I know this 149 level is going to be key tomorrow. I know 154.37 is going to be key, and definitely 155.75 is a must to have when I'm doing pre-market. When I'm doing pre-market, I want to have the day high and the day low. The day low was 148. So those are levels that I'm kind of looking into. And I'm going to keep the colors away because I know that this was plotted for a 5-day period for the off the 1 hour. And I know this was plotted, this 148.08 was plotted off a 5-day period from the daily chart. So I know that just based off your color coding. So hopefully this helps out, man. This is how I pretty much plot my support and resistance. I like to use color codes so I know where I ain't got to be like, damn, what was this off the 1 hour, the 4 hour or whatnot. Just kind of go back in that. Weekly and daily, I use like the nude color, like a tannish brown. For the 4 hour, 1 hour, I use like that Tiffany blue. And then for 5 and the 2-minute chart that I like to use, I use orange. And some days, some weeks I might change it up, but I know from the beginning of the week what my colors represent. And basically, you don't have to use my color system. You just use your own color system. Hell, you don't even have to use a color system. Just know what I suggest it because you want to know where your lines, what time frames is. Just makes it easier, makes it a little bit more cleaner. And it just makes it where you don't have to switch or play guesswork, right? You eliminate the guesswork. It's already hard trading and watching price action. Now you're trying to guess on which time frame this is. But you do what you want to do. I'm just giving you my sauce on how I do things. Yeah, man, short video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you liked it, please share it. Drop me a comment. Subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, join the Earners Club and hit the notification game. If you want to be part of the Discord, the links are in the bio. All my social links is in the bio as well, too. Tap in. I'm very accessible person. Yeah. Hopefully you learned something, man. It's your boy Wall Street Shooter. And this is not financial advice. Peace, y'all.